All right. Live, yay. Good morning. Welcome to MacBean Scotch Fitness. We moved the cooking to lunchtime because we made other plans for breakfast. And to get some outdoor work done before it got too hot. It's about 87 now. It's going to get to 95. It's extremely hot for this climate. Maybe not so much for rainy Arizona, but for here, it's about the equivalency. So I've got the big skillet, and I'm cooking up the rest of our hamburgers. These are steak burgers, and they'll be for lunch and for second lunch. So the first thing I do with the skillet is I put some olive oil in there, which I've already done. Then I just take a paper towel and I just kind of put an even coating on it. That just gets me a nice even coating across everything. And then let's get some heat on it. Let it get warmed up. Fresh lettuce from the garden. So I'll peel that off and we'll give them a quick wash and lay them out to dry. That'll be for the top of the burgers. And I think I might even have a tomato. Maybe not. Okay, no on the tomato. We got the lettuce. Also, we're having some green tomatoes, and I'm putting them in a cardboard box and see if I can get them to ripen up. Maybe they'll ripen up there. Hey, Prepping Harness, how we doing? Just stopping by to say hi. Getting ready to move. Oh, okay. Signing on Monday and moving on Tuesday. Well, I hope everything goes smoothly, and thanks for the thumbs up. We're looking at flights for my son to come visit. And if you ever are looking for flights, I recommend Google Flights. Let me see. There we go, Joni Friels. How we doing? So congratulations on the signing. Everybody, don't forget to hit the thumbs up when you come in. Helps my rankings, I guess. Does something. Trying to do little different types of titles. So Mars Attacks. So in Congress the other day, they said that they have found remains of pilots that are not human. Don't quite know what to think about that yet. Something that we always suspected. Now they're saying, yep, that's happening. People are like, not really reacting to it. So, kind of funny. Peculiar. So, we're going to throw some bacon in here first. And once the bacon gets pretty much cooked, then we'll cook the burgers. It's going to be an extremely hot day today. I'll just cook the rest of it and bring another thing of bacon out. There we go. That looks good. So when I buy bacon at the butcher, I buy 3 packages. And it's one to put in the fridge and 2 to put in the freezer. I got that going. I kick the heat down a little bit. And get ready to wash the lettuce. So these are like the way to do it. Nice big leaves. This is like my favorite lettuce. I like head lettuce, iceberg lettuce too. For sandwiches, this just works out better. That's nice broad leaf lettuce. Picked this morning from the garden. And I rinse it off, rinse any dust that maybe has accumulated on it. Literally something I can just walk out and pick, and then immediately have this to serve. And what we don't eat, I just put back into the food bucket and gets recirculated. Recompost. You got that circle of veggie life going on. I think we got plenty there. It's not that I'm being wasteful, it's just I have so much of it that unless I start sharing, I'm not going to be able to eat it all. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, why not? Right, yeah. Why this? Well, they had come out with it a year or two ago, saying that they were chasing vehicles not made on this planet. So they already had come out with that. Well, if they're chasing something that wasn't made on the planet, obviously what's driving it is not from there either. And it's a long discussion. I don't claim to have the answer on it. I always thought it was not only possible, but probable that there's other life out there. Now, the only real challenge about traveling from solar system to solar system is the vast distance. So the nearest star, besides the one that's up there in the sky right now, Alpha Centauri, it's like a little over 4 light years away. So it would take us 4 years to get there if we had the ability to travel at the speed of light, which we do not have, not even close. So for us to send something out there, no matter how many planets we would whip it around, it would probably take a century to get there with our best technology. And then when you're looking at the universe being so vast, for things that travel, well, which direction you go? Well, you go to whatever's closest to you. So if we are being visited from another solar system, or, well, then it would probably be most likely the one that's closest to us. So that, do some research. Does Alpha Centauri have planets? I don't know. Does it have any planets in an habitable zone? Let's type that in. Does Alpha Centauri have planets? Oh boy, somebody's done this before. So there have been no planets have been found for the sun-like stars in the system Alpha Centauri A and B. They are 4 light years away. Nearest of 3 stars, a red dwarf, has 2 confirmed planets. So the red dwarf has 2 confirmed planets. So Are they habitable? So they say there's a super Earth inhabitable zone of L Centauri's. It has this type in a Mars-like orbit. Roughly 1.5 Sun-Earth distances, could be teeming with life. So, are the Alpha Centauri's coming after us? Who knows? But right, good question, Joni. Why not? What is it they're trying to deflect from? Not that they ever do that. But, I have my suspicions. And they come with a couple of answers, As they get to the point where they think it's going to come out in public anyway. And what happens if one of these ships lands right in the middle of Times Square and says, "Hello, I've been trying to contact you. We wanted to talk to you earlier, but not so much now." So remember, stay hydrated. This is water. This was my present yesterday to myself. So we now have a shot put. So it's a 5K kilos. So about 11 pounds. And that's what I'll be throwing in September. Other items of interest is I picked up a nice, strong, powerful rechargeable light. And it has low, and it has help. Actually, this is probably help. There we go. SOS. So it's rechargeable. I can recharge it just off a USB port of my computer. It comes with a rechargeable battery, but it also comes with a adapter that you can throw 3 AAAs in there to power it too. So that I liked. So, rechargeable batteries only have so long of life. And then we're trying to find bad things that might get on my tomato plants. I have a black light. Ooh. And what it does is they actually, at night, they'll glow, show up really well. So I picked up 2 small peppers, 2 jalapeno peppers, and we're going to be cooking up. I got 7 burgers. That's why I'm using the big pan, because I'm just going to cook them all up. Because it's getting to the point where we don't cook them, we'll have to toss them. Actually, I have something in there I probably have to toss anyway, which I try to keep from happening as much as possible. So this is really good nutrition. Salt, fresh ground pepper is what I use to season them with. Always good to keep a good pair of binoculars around. You need to check out what's going on here. Now, maybe it's just me, but I never can see well with these with using both eyes. I use both eyes, I get double images. I don't know why, it's always been that way. So I always have to close one eye and use it as a binocular. Just, I don't know, maybe my eyes are too far apart. I just can't tell you, I don't know. Now, flip the bacon over. Gives me a nice extra cooking medium for the burgers, and hopefully keep them from sticking. I got the lettuce drying out, got that ready to go. I have hamburger buns, yay, much rejoicing, and in food storage. Reminds me, I gotta grab one out of the car. I can do that later. So just trying to get all these things done in the time that I have. Today it's hot. I've been outside for a few times. I had to kind of add soil to my cactus plant. The wind blew it over sometime during the night or this morning. Dillo harvested. Everything's watered about as good as it's going to get. And now the next thing is just going to work. So a couple years I'll retire, and hopefully I'll be able to get more done during the day. We'll have to see. So that's our presentation so far today. I appreciate everybody who's in chat for coming in. Let me get ready to start pulling the bacon out. Then I can throw the burgers in. So I just pull them off and let them kind of dry in a napkin. The thing about cast iron is if you keep it on low enough, it'll actually start spreading heat out everywhere. So, burgers, fresh lettuce from the garden, green peppers for a side dish, good nutrition. I seen a thing where it had the comparison of the fake beef, I'm trying to remember the name of it, compared to actual beef. And they're going through all the ingredients in your impossible beef, I think they call it. And in there is beef juice extract. So they actually use beef juices to give it the beef flavor. So if you're eating that thinking you're not hurting any cows, where do you think that beef juice extract came from? Hey folks, there's truth and then there's advertising. Right? And there's never confuse the two. So the impossible meats are not saving anything because the way they get the flavor is from the real thing. And the real thing is far more healthier for you. I'm going to pull it up on my phone. I shared that on my Facebook and somebody pointed that out. Okay, I'm on Facebook. So, Beyond Beef Burger. So the Beyond Beef Burger consists of water, pea protein, some sort of word, tastelate, so from peas, a vegetable pea, expelled pressed canola oil. Canola oil is not good for you. Refined coconut oil. Coconut oil is good for you. I don't know what refined means. Cellulose from bamboo. Okay. Methyl cellulose. All right. Potato starch. Natural flavor. Where's the natural flavor coming from? Maltodextrin, a sugar, yeast extract, salt, sunflower oil. Okay. Vegetable glycerin, another sugar. Dried yeast. I don't know why we need yeast in there for. Citrus extract, ascorbic acid, vitamin C, beef juice extract. Acetic acid, salicylic acid, modified food starch, and annatto. And in beef burgers, they contain beef. So a lot of times when people are buying stuff thinking, oh, this is healthy for me, read the ingredients. Ingredients are going to tell you if it's healthy. If there are a lot of words in there that you find very hard to pronounce, and have very large chemical names, it's not good for you. I hate to break it to you. Someone misinformed you. It's not fake news, y'all. It's trust information. If you're coming in, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you have any questions, pop them in there. I do a lot of research on the questions that I get, so we can both kind of learn about things. I've been doing a lot on vitamin D and calcium. The wife had come home with some recommendations from the doctor, but they really didn't put in what sort of measurement they were in. So there's international units, there's micrograms, there's milligrams. And they didn't. They just gave them a number. So I had to sit there and I need to do some of my own research and figure out what it is that the wife and I need to be taking every day. So remember, your vitamins, C, D3, B complexes, A, E, your minerals, zinc, magnesium, and calcium are extremely important. And potassium helps you with your nervous system, helps prevent muscle cramps. So when you take a potassium supplement, you have to understand what is it adding to it. Here's a magnesium supplement I have. And I look, well, what is the percentage of my daily allowance? And it's like 100%. So this is a supplement I want to take. I take them at work also. But I mean, I had the potassium here. But the last time I looked at my potassium one, it's only 3%. So what's the better way to get potassium? A banana. It would be complexes. You got to read down what percentage are you getting. Sometimes you're getting a huge percentage. I did a whole series on what the vitamins were curtailed for, what were they helpful for, why you would take them. I'll probably redo those. Either I'll put them back out or I'll just completely redo them anyway. So I think I learned a little bit about how to present the information out a little clearer, I hope. So the bacon's just about done. We're getting ready to throw in the burgers. And we'll go from there. Nutrition is very important. So I got the skillet on the regular burner, or actually it's the medium power burner, but I have it on low. So I have a simmer burner, a standard burner, a power burner, and an ultra power burner. And I have one in the middle for making pancakes, which actually does a very good job. I was surprised. But when you're using the middle burner, you can't really use any of the other ones. It's only a 30-inch stove. If you really want to have 5 burners, you can use it. It has to be on a 36-inch stove. Need more room in between them. So I got just about all the bacon done. Then we time to throw the burgers on there, throw some seasoning on, flip them over and season the other side. What we got in here, Dan? Dan Wise. But was expensive. Oh, here we go. I feel best when eating unprocessed ingredients. Close to meats, eggs, whites, grains, berries, and fruits, and dairy. Have you ever tried raw milk? Oh, yes, I have, Dan. I worked on a dairy when I was 11 years old. Yeah. And it was the best. We would milk the cows. We did have a milker. It would go into a agitation refrigeration system where it would mix, but the cream would be floating on top of that. and we would just scoop a pitcher of that, cream and all. And that was like, we'd have that with lunch. Oh, it was so good. And it ruined me when I went back to school because they would have those little things you opened up and you call it whole milk. And the first time I drank that after I worked at that dairy, I'm like, this ain't whole milk. This is garbage. So you're right about it being expensive. And so what I'm doing is I'm circulating that baking grease throughout the whole pan before I throw the burgers back on. But when you look at how many calories you can buy for your dollar, it is really set up for you to buy garbage. So if you spend $20, you can buy the junk food loaded with preservatives and bad sugars and get like 3 times the calories you can if you buy eggs, fruits, vegetables, and you wonder, is that by design? Now I shared something on Facebook about somebody I know said, listen, all your kids, cook your kids bacon and eggs for breakfast instead of frosted covered sugar bombs and donuts and that. And they'll probably get rid of all these little attention disorders. And I agree from personal experience. I mean, I was the youngest of 6 kids, and there was a 5-year gap. And my breakfasts weren't healthy. It was frosted flakes with a layer of sugar. Eat that down, another layer of sugar. And I mean, I was so hyper in school. And I went to school these days, they'd have me on that medicine. All right, I didn't need to be on the medicine. I needed to eat better breakfast. I needed to have a healthier diet. And somebody that I knew said, well, they didn't think that was the case. I said, well, it really is the case. I mean, are there other factors that could be involved? Sure. But I'm telling you, it's what you're feeding them. Garbage in, garbage out. I would help out at the cafeteria. Granted, I'm old, but when I was in school, out of 32 kids, we had one guy and one girl that would be considered, at the time, overweight. In today's age, they wouldn't be considered overweight. They'd be considered actually healthier than most. And when I was helping out at the cafeteria at the school my wife teaches at, you have 1 or 2 kids that are athletic, and everybody else severely overweight time they get into 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Not so much in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd graders, but once they got into 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, you really started to see them getting way overweight. There's no reason for it. Well, there's reasons, but it shouldn't be. Fairness Veterans, good morning. I'm glad it's Friday. I haven't decided if I'm going to go into work or not, or if I'm going to use my day. One of my Y times that I think I'm going to do. I just want to stretch this into a 3-day weekend. Otherwise, I'm going to go in there with a poor attitude. I haven't quite made up my mind yet. Hey, George Rodriguez, thanks for coming in. Remember, hit the thumbs up, everyone. Let YouTube know that I'm not as boring as I probably am. So, your processed foods. Anytime your body comes across, sodium bisorbate and calcium mega bicalibrate and whatever those words are, it doesn't understand what it is. It knows it's not food, so it puts it in a fat cell. I don't know what it is, so I'm going to put it in a fat cell. All right. And then it just stays there. So that's why I like summertime, because I'm eating veggies from the garden. They're They have much more flavor because they haven't been sitting in a warehouse for 3 weeks before they got to the store. I try to get eggs from the farmer down the road when they have them available. I think they're not laying too well right now because of the high heat. Anytime, beef from the farmer. I try to avoid junk food, but it's going to happen. That's no big deal. Yeah, easy to put on. Yeah, well, I make me a couple loaves of bread and I can throw 10 pounds on real quick because I make really good homemade bread. And probably this winter I'll do another video making it. But I know I'm going to throw weight on. You can't out-exercise a poor diet consistently. If you're eating garbage, you're not going to be able to lose the weight no matter how much you exercise. But yeah, back to Dan's point, all those foods are great for you, but they cost more money than the garbage food. And are they doing that on purpose? I don't know. So anyway, here's my new toy, a shot put. So I threw it yesterday for the first time since June when I was at the Senior Olympics in Iowa. I did play around with a guy's shot put and threw it. So I'm going to do that this year. Okay, heat up just a little bit. Got the bacon, I got the lettuce. Look at that. That's some fine lettuce, Clark. Fresh from the garden. Let's flip them over. Come on. You can do it. The one thing I did learn from watching Gordon Ramsay is lettuce is actually used to protect the bun from getting saturated from the juices from the beef and the ketchup and mustard. Besides that, in flavor, but I didn't know that. So that was kind of interesting when I heard that. Good, Joni got to say, and if everybody wants to hear some really good singing, I would check out Joni Friel's. Matter of fact, Joni, let's, okay, I'll have to wait until. She has a wonderful voice. All right, me when I sing solo. Solo, you can't hear me. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Cool shot put. Yep. So it's a 5K because in the Olympics you go by the metric system, where here in the States we still are using, in some of the areas we're still using the standard system. Although in the running events we did go to metric, I think. Maybe not. But when you're in world events, it's always the metric system. So like when I was at Pittsburgh for the nationals, your first row is, 38.49 meters. I'm like, well, how far is that? What's that in feet? Let me do a calculation for me. But when it comes to kilometers and meters, I'm actually pretty good at that. I use that when I was in service too. So recap, make sure you got some nice lights. I picked this one up off of Amazon. It's rechargeable, and it has that's going to, so it breaks in all this up. It also has a SOS, which would really reach out there pretty far. I used this last night to do my video walking out to the pond. I got 2 of them. It was a pretty good deal, I think so. Then I have a black light. All right. And that is to find insects on my tomato plants at night. And try to keep them safe. There we go. You are welcome. I do enjoy listening to it. Now, when you first come out with them, I'm at work. There's too much background noise, but generally at night I'll pop them in there. You got a wonderful voice. You can always appreciate that. I don't have one, but my youngest daughter does, and she used to do a lot of singing. I hope she would get back into that. So anyway, thirdly, if you're trying to book flights, I would recommend Google Flights, and sometimes you can find some extraordinary deals using that. I saved I think $400 on a round trip ticket to Montana that way. So between the wife and I, that was $800 savings. That's a big savings. You do a lot with that $800. At least I can. If you don't think $800 is much, so please donate it to the super chat or send it to my PayPal account at MacBean 1. All right, so let's flip the burgers over. So you got a well-seasoned skillet. They don't stick. And then you got to remember when you clean it, you don't use no soap. Just hot water to rinse things off. And then I use olive oil and salt and a paper towel to scrub it. Rinse it out with hot water again. Put it on the burner to dry it off. You want to make sure you get the moisture out of there. And put a thin layer of olive oil on it again. If your cast iron is rusting, it's because you're using soap. All right, don't use dish soap on cast iron. When you do that, it pulls all the oils out of it, so it actually unseasons the steel. And the more you use cast iron, the better it is. And if you're cooking in cast iron, you really don't need to take an iron supplement. Now, I take one once a week because I probably will come out with this again. This is good information, but like 40% of the population is deficient in iron. And a lot of your multivitamins will not have iron in them because it is one of those things where not having enough is bad, but having too much is even worse. So, but it's very important in the production of your hemoglobin, and it's carrying the oxygen to all your parts of your body. So if you're low on iron, you're going to feel fatigued, you're getting lethargic, you're just not going to feel like doing things. But if you cook with cast iron, that is providing a lot of iron for you. And then what I do is I take one little iron pill once a week, just to make sure. But it's not like vitamin C. You can take as much vitamin C as you want, but you don't want to overdo it anyway. But your body it's water soluble. Your body can get rid of it. It's the fat soluble ones that can start to build up. They can be dangerous. So once again, your very important vitamins are going to be vitamin C, vitamin D3. There's D, there's D2, and there's D3. But D3 is the one that your body produces naturally in sunlight, and it's one that your body can use the easiest. So that's why you see that one out there. Generally, I'm producing all the vitamin D I need because I'm outside. I have my grandmother's cast iron. Nobody's allowed to touch it except me, and I completely understand, Joan. It's like the grill. The grill is mine. Only father can work the charcoal grill. And a lot of the cast iron that we've had for over 30 years. Now that one, about 20 years old, what I did is when I worked retail, I used to get points for selling products, and I used the points to get that. That one's a 15-inch, and then I got a 22-inch one also. That one is huge. That's if I want to use all 5 burners. So the only time I'd use that is if I had a huge family outing, and I didn't have access to the grill, then I would bring that one out, which I probably need to relocate because that one is a big one. But you know, 11 points, it didn't cost me anything, so I got it. What I usually use is a 12 inch, and I have a 10 inch, and I think I have a 6 inch. And I really like the 12 inch, I probably use the most. But like now where I'm cooking 7 burgers, 12 inch is not big enough to do that. You can't fit them all in that, but in the 15 inch I can. So I brought that back out earlier this week to do the steaks, and that's the one I'm holding up with the steam and water coming from it. And because it's been down in the basement for years and still hadn't rusted because it was seasoned when I took it down there. And so what I did, I just scrubbed it with salt and olive oil for a while, and then re-seasoned it, and now it's cooking just as good as the other one. So, got my next thing of bacon out. I'll leave it out here to get a little soft before I put it in the fridge because it will take a long time to thaw in the fridge. So like I said, what I do, I buy 6 pounds, 2 pounds in each package. One goes in the fridge to use, the other 2 go in the freezer, and that usually lasts me a month or so. And then the next time I'm at Hy-Vee, I do the same thing. Especially when they have it on sale. I mean, usually I'm paying $6.99, $7.99 a pound for it. But sometimes I'll have it on sale for $3.99. And when they do that, I buy more. None better than stew cooked in a cast iron Dutch oven. Yep, and I do have a Dutch oven too. I probably need to bring that out. Start utilizing some more of this stuff. Now that it's just Mom and I, we try different recipes and try different ways of cooking. I mean, the crock pot is great in the winter. I can throw everything in, put it on low, come back, 6 hours later, and dinner is served. Now let's get ready to give the burgers another flip. Now the one in the middle is going to cook the fastest. Smelling good, looking good in the neighborhood. Now we'll bring the bacon out here. Now, here's the smaller one I got. And I picked it up at a little yard sale. For like $2. So, well, I can use it. And I'm going to use that. Just thought of this. I know, scary. But to process the buns. Now, initially, we'll probably just have a burger apiece. So I'll get these ready. One for me and one for Mama. Then I will pack some for the time to put the shot put up. Just kidding. So that will heat up really fast. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of give each one a quick sear. So I'm going to throw a little can of butter in there. Now, full couple minutes, should be nice and brown. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And I'll use the tongs so I don't sit there and sear my fingers, because that would be bad. Have a blessed day. You all got to get to work. I understand. Get some videos out there. Thank you, Joni, for popping in. I appreciate it. And I'll be checking out your videos later. The way to tell that the burgers don't need more cooking is you look at the surface, and what you'll see is, I can't really show it to you, but you'll see is that you'll have blood popping up there. And, then you flip it over to make sure you get all that cooked out of there. So, kind of give it a few minutes on each side, on each bun. Got the bacon, got the lettuce. Like I said, green peppers I'll chop up, then I'll just be a side dish. What the peppers are good for is not so much calories, but for vitamins and minerals that your body needs. It's all part of eating healthy. So we kind of just, first one, the test one, I'm going to pull it out and let me know if I put it on there long enough or too long. When they get put on there too long, oops, go on my plate. The ones that are right, go on Mama's plate. But searing, get another tan for the next one. I think this is going to really add to the flavor. Probably even garlic butter would have been better. So, something I got to start putting on that list I keep forgetting to put. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. If you are new in chat, please say hello to everyone. And hit the thumbs up, I would appreciate it. Okay, and then that's how we get that processed. And then more butter for the next one. What I'm just trying to do is get a nice little toast on it. And better get me a plate to put the burgers on. What I do is I kind of put them on a napkin and a paper towel, and that's just to absorb the extra grease. And things are starting to look good. See, nobody's in chat. Remember, hit the thumbs up. Say hello in chat to everybody. This is an interactive live stream. Don't be shy. Two burgers are already done. Perfect. That one was good. Then I need to get some cheese. You want the cheese melted on or you just want to put it on separate? All right, we'll just stuff it because I can get them all kind of stuff. Just over exactly that, yeah. All right, yep. Looks like that one's going to be on my side. Yep, that's perfect, actually. Another tab. We do the throw the tab up to the front, and as it starts heading, and capture it. Now I think I'll pop that one back on there. Okay, we are ready to eat. Just looking good. So once again, simple products. So bread, beef, bacon, lettuce. Hopefully I'll start getting tomatoes here in a couple weeks. I've got 5 of them. I didn't have a paper sack, brown paper sack, so I put them in a paper box or a brown box. See how that works out. I think it will. Yeah, I think we are just about ready. Perfect. So I'll get ready to build our burger. This is mine. So the first thing is a big old leaf lettuce. And a couple pieces of bacon. I mean, this way I don't even need cheese. I don't even need ketchup. Especially if I have tomatoes. If I have tomatoes, I don't even bother with it. That's my burger on there. And one more stalk of lettuce. And there we have it. Good old-fashioned MacBean's Farm burger. It can be yours for only $13.99 if you act now. Make a big long trip. You can almost smell it from here. It smells good. And sometimes I really had time, if I had fresh potatoes, I'd make home fries. And really kick up the calories, but this has everything I need for nutrition. It's got lettuce, it's got the breads, it's got the beef, it's got the protein, glass of milk. It's a good meal. So I appreciate everybody stopping in. I hope everybody has a wonderful and safe weekend. And remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise, enjoy the outdoors, have fun. Everybody, thanks for joining in.